Warm greetings to all my students on the beginning of this new academic session 2020-21. I hope you all are keeping safe and are at pink of your health. I so wanted to meet you all on this new beginning, but nonetheless, at least we are connected through this virtual world of ours. We are starting our academic session with these video lesson plans and some worksheets for you so that we can utilize this time more efficiently for learning purpose. So let us begin our new session with smile, joy and happiness at our heart.
So, students, I hope you have utilized your holidays to brush up your concepts that we have learned earlier during the session of 2019 and 20. During the previous year, we all went through various poems that introduced us to the inlaid thought of the poet, that made poetry specific to certain depth. So today I am going to start with a new topic for you, and the topic is figure of speech. So, what makes poetry special? What is it that makes someone sound more beautiful and deep than the others? In study of English language, it is called figure of speech. So, you have gone through certain words that are being showcased on the presentation during the time we were reading some of the poems. So now you will be able to learn about them today in our video lesson. So let us move on and try to understand what is figure of speech. A figure of speech is something which is used to convey a more deep and intense meaning. It is a phrase made up of two or more words which can add effect to the meaning of something and is used in a non-literal sense. So, figure of speech is not only important for you in the perspectives of understanding poem, but it also enhances your writing capabilities and conversational skills. Now let us try to understand the concept through an example. Okay, so now here you will be seeing that there is one example. Rack one's brain. So if you go according to the figurative meaning, you will see the phrase means to make a great effort to think of or remember something. But if you go according to the literal meaning of the word rack, what does it mean? Can you guess? Oh, it means something, something like this, where the person is hitting his head. So, now let us see one sentence. It says, he racked his brain, but he couldn't remember the right answer. So, children, if you go according to the literal meaning, you will start laughing that whether the child was beating up his own head, and if you go according to the figurative meaning, you will be able to understand that the person was trying to put a lot of effort, but he actually could not remember the right answer. So now, if you go on to the next slide, you will be So now you will be asking me question, ma'am, what does it do to our content and why do we need it? So children, let us understand what is the importance of figure of speech. Firstly, it creates vividness to the content that you are presenting before somebody. It makes things more relatable. For example, if you are saying a sentence that is using a little higher English, the level of English, the words and the vocabulary that you are using is of a little higher level than a normal person, then if you use figurative words and figurative speech, you will be able to relate it to the normal person's concept. Now moving on to the third, it makes things persuasive. Yes, and lastly, what we have to see is that it not only provides these three things, but it also presents your depth and your control over the English language. So it becomes a really important concept that you need to overpower. So for today's lesson, first video will be including these four topics: simile, metaphor, personification, and alliteration. So now let us begin and try to understand what simile is. A simile is a figure of speech that makes a comparison showing similarities between two different things. So now you can see there's one small picture right in the right hand side corner, and you see that the fat man is saying something to the skinny man, and what he is saying, you are as skinny as a rail. And you can see that the skinny man is saying something to the fat man, and what he is saying, you are a mountain. So they are actually doing what? They are comparing each other with something different, right? So they are bringing a comparison. Now let us see to the next point. It says that a simile draws resemblance with the help of the words like or as. Therefore, it is a direct comparison. So here, if the person is using as skinny as rail, so he's directly saying to the person that, see, you are skinny and you seems to be like a person who is equally skinny like the rail, right? Now let us see to the some other examples as well. Our soldiers are as brave as lions. So now here you can see that who is being compared to whom? Our soldiers are being compared to the lion. And what is the common feature between the two? The common feature between the two is their bravery. Now, second example, if you look at, her cheeks are red like a rose. So, what are the two things that we are comparing? Her cheeks and a rose. And what is the similarity between the two? That they both are red. So, redness of cheeks and redness of rose is being compared. He is as funny as a monkey. So, like monkey makes people laugh. Similarly, this person is also funny in the same way. So you can actually understand that the monkey and the boy is being compared. Now, D says the water well was as dry as a bone. So here what is being compared to what? Water well is being compared to a bone, and the bone, you know, the feature of bone is like dryness. It is found to be dry. So water well was so dry that it is being compared to a bone. Now lastly we see he is as cunning as a fox. So the boy is being compared to the fox. So simile is what? Simile is comparison, and it is a direct comparison by the words when we are using the word like or we are using the word as. Now let us try to understand what meta are. A metaphor is a figure of speech that makes an implicit, implied, or hidden comparison between two things that are unrelated but which shares some common characteristics. So, in other words, a resemblance of two contradictory or different objects is made based on a single or common characteristics. So it is a little bit similar to what you have studied in simile. But now you will have to find out what is the difference by looking at these examples. So here you will see what it is written. The first example says, my brother was boiling mad. So now in this sentence there is no use of the word as or like. So this is the difference between a metaphor and simile. So when you are using a metaphor, you are directly applying the word and you're not telling, but it is actually implied or it is a hidden meaning. So my brother was boiling mad. What does it implies to? It implies that he was too angry, right? In the second sentence, her voice is music to his ears. So this implies what? This implies that her voice makes him feel happy. The assignment was a breeze. So, if you will be able to understand each and every line that has been given to you through this presentation, and if you clear your concept by understanding each word, you will be able to do what? Your assignment will not be difficult for you. It will be like a breeze. So if I'm using the word like a breeze, it becomes a simile. But when you will be saying, ma'am, the assignment was a breeze. So what it will become? It will become a metaphor. So now, words are daggers when spoken in anger. So what is being compared to what? Words are being compared to daggers. And what does dagger has and what words become when you are angry? They become sharp and they can hurt somebody, right? Now, last one I'm leaving for you. His words are now let us understand what present personification is. Personification is a figure of speech in which a thing, that means an idea or an animal, is given human attributes. So human attributes are what? Like sleeping, like talking, like walking. So what are these? These are human characteristics, right? You will see such kind of effects only happening in the human body. But now you see here in the right hand side corner, you see a lighter. But then you see that it is having hands, it is having toes, it is having a small smile and two eyes. So now you can actually see that the lighter is being personified. And what we have done, we have given human attributes to it. Right? So let us understand what it says. The non-human objects are portrayed in such a way that we feel they have the ability to act like human beings. So you can see even the lighter gives a feel that it is actually a human figure that has been molded into a lighter. So this type of comparison where human attributes are being given to a certain thing, it becomes personification. Let us go through some of the examples then. Yes, look at my car. She is a beauty, isn't she? So now, what is being personified? My car is being personified. You know, usually car is used with the which word, which pronoun is being used in place of car? The word it will be used. But if I'm using she, that means what? I have personified my car and I'm talking about her beauty, right? Second sentence says the wind whispered through the dry grass. So, can the wind actually whisper? No, it cannot. But here in this sentence, when this wind is whispering something, that means it is getting human attributes. That means it is being personified. The flowers dance in the gentle breeze. So can you really imagine that the flowers are dancing? Yes, in imagination we can. But in reality, it does not happen. So again, we see that the flowers are being personified. Time and tide waits for none. So when I'm saying this, what does it mean? That time and tide are given human attributes. Like a person cannot wait for somebody. Similarly, time and tide will also not wait for anybody. Last, the fire swallowed the entire forest. So when I'm saying the fire swallowed the entire forest, what does it mean? It means that fire has the capacity of eating away the whole forest. So does it actually happen? Can fire swallow? No, a human can swallow something for sure. So here fire is being personified. Now let us understand our last concept, and that is alliteration. Alliteration is derived from the word latera. It means letters of alphabets. It is a stylistic device in which a number of words having the same first consonant sound occurs close together in a series. So, children, do you remember when we used to speak those lines in which you have certain words coming continuously? Let me give you one hint. चंदू की चाची ने चंदू के चाचा को चांदनी चौक पे चांदनी की चम्मच से चटनी चटाई. So now tell me, what is the word that has been continuously used? The sound of ch. So this sound of one single consonant is being repeated. So in English, this sound of the first consonant that gets repeated is called as alliteration. So let us look at some of the examples. But a better butter makes a batter better. A big bully beats a big baby boy. SpongeBob SquarePants. The fair breeze blew, the white foam flew. So now the words that have been underlined, you can see all these are the sounds that are being repeated. They are occurring very closely. So they become your alliteration. So I hope, children, the concepts of simile, metaphor, personification and alliteration are clear to you. Now let us figure out, because we had a practice and we went through the video very clearly. So let us try to answer these questions. Into that silent sea. So children, can you answer what it is? What kind of a figure of speech has been used here? Okay, let us see. Yes, it is alliteration that has been used in the sentence. War is the mother of all battles. Can you guess, children, what it is? War is the mother of all battles. Yes, it is metaphor. And why not simile? Because the word like and as is not there. Blushing birds go down to drink. So what is happening here? Can you tell me which figure of speech has been used? Okay, let us see the answer. Yes, personification has been used here. And there's something else also that you can find out. Blushing birds. So, BB sound is repeating. So, you can even write that the sentence was having what? It was having alliteration. Other than that, why we are writing personification? Because birds don't blush. Humans blush. Wings of wind. So, wings of wind, which is the figure of speech that is being used here? Okay, let us look at the answer. I hope you have guessed it right. Yes, it is alliteration again. Because which are the two sounds that are repeating? There's W and W. I wandered lonely as a cloud. So it is very easy, I hope, because you can actually find out one word that is there that can easily help you to figure out which figure of speech it is. So it is simile. Okay, so my conscious is my barometer. So what is it? Can you guess? Yeah, two things are being compared. Can you answer it? Excellent. It is metaphor. Okay. Two sunflowers move in the yellow room. So, can you guess it? Okay. So, the answer is personifications. Can two sunflowers move actually? Obviously, no. Okay. So, let us move on to the next one. It has feet like water lilies. So, what is it? Okay, it is simile. Why? Because the word like has been used here. And what is compared? It. Something it is being compared to what? Water. Feet of that it are being compared to water lilies. A wind beneath breathes across the sea. So now, what do you find? Can the wind breathe? Please guess your answers quickly. Yes, it is personifications because winds, wind does not breathe. Very good. Excellent job done by all of Miss. Now let us try to remember what all we have learned today. Simile and metaphors are used to compare two different things, but they are different in their forms. Personification gives human attributes to things or animals. Alliteration is used to bring out the same first consonant sound found in any line. So now, first, what will you do? You will not forget to practice the worksheet based on today's lesson. And secondly, you will stay at home and you will stay safe. You know it is high time, it's pandemic, and we have to take care of ourselves. So I hope children you will take good care of yourselves and of your loved ones. Have a good day.